Hey there, welcome to this week's Q&A Helpline. So every Thursday I have a Q&A call where I answer members' questions and after that I talk on a specific topic. So today's topic I'm going to talk about is, how to handle expired listing because now, the market is slowing down and we already have the coronavirus epidemic and also the government has announced a circuit breaker, and as of today, this is the second day that we are in a lockdown. So circuit breaker. So that's why everything is slowed down. And after this circuit breaker is over, a lot of people are saying that we are gonna enter a recession. But what I think is that we are already in a recession, right? So let me answer members' question first before I proceed to talking more about how to market expired listing. So all right, so okay, I think my question today is a lot of members ask me about this have to do with the recent coronavirus and the lockdown, and real estate agents have not been classified as essential service, and that's why many real estate agents are basically back home, and many of them have all their appointment canceled. And what are you supposed to do, right? That's the thing on every agent's mind. So I'm going to give you specific strategies, right? And all of my strategies have to do with being prepared, being vigilant for when times become better, when the lockdown is over, when the circuit breaker is over. Hopefully it improves. Hopefully we don't have to continue seeing a lot of increase in the virus cases. But all of us have to play our part. All of us have to be socially responsible, obey the authorities, and do what they're telling you to do. So basically, okay, when you're at home, right, what are you supposed to do? And this is something that I okay, now that everyone is at home, now only people are discovering the problems of working from home, which I discovered a long time ago. And the biggest problem is, I mean, if for those of you who have kids, and definitely that's going to be a problem because for me it's always a problem, right? I love my kids, right, and they're cute, right, but they're also very annoying. And when I'm doing my work, when I'm talking to my staff, for example, on my laptop, on over the internet by telecommuting like Zoom, for example, or like I'm conducting some training and my kids come in. So yeah, it's a bit disruptive, right? So that's the reason why I actually got my own office. I wanted to run away from my kids, right? And now the circuit breaker is here. The government is forcing us to stay and work from home, and no choice. You have to do it, right? And here I am. So most of the time, what I do is basically very simple, right? You go to okay. I mean, I am quite fortunate that my business I have automated to such an extent that I only do things that are directly involved in changing the outcome. Like I mentioned, I talk about it all the time, right? So, for example, I mean, I learned this from Michael Gerber when I bought his book for $16 all those years ago, and the book is E-Myth, right? And the E-Myth taught me about, outsource everything with, all the tiny details. We take a lot of time, but we don't really contribute to your bottom line. Outsource it. And the rest, like for example, meeting, appointment, putting your face out there, those are the things that you cannot outsource, right? Those are the things that you go and do it. So because right now, because of the circuit breaker, I'm quite fortunate. I'm very, very thankful for that. That I have staff working for me, and they're all working from home right now. And I have overseas staff; they're also working from home. So the important thing is that I take this time to spend more quality time with my kids, with my wife. I'm watching my kids grow, and I seriously, that's an amazing feeling. Seriously, because I'm someone who, I mean, the reason why I enjoy entrepreneurship is also because I want to be there for my kids. I want to be there to watch my kids grow up, and I want to be able to provide for them. It's not about providing about money or giving them a roof over their head. That's not what they will remember about you as a parent. And I mean, that's true even for us, even for our parents as well, right? And then they will remember, were you there for them to support them? The first thing when, for example, when they first won an award, were you there? And when they had their first drama. For example, my son is in a international childcare, and they do a lot of things that I don't see being done in Singapore preschool. So as I was saying, you got to enjoy the simpler things in life, like spend quality time with your family, with your loved ones. Slow down. All the while you've been running and running and running after money, running and running, chasing this deal, chasing that deal. So what I'm saying is, take the opportunity right now to slow down a bit. To sometimes slowing down, you got to slow down first before you can jump. Right? That's what you do, right? Before you want to jump, you want to make a huge jump to something. You got to slow down first. You got to move back. I think take the exact same analogy and apply it to right now, the circuit breaker, the lockdown right now, and take the time to recharge. Slow down. You know, uh, find out what is your priority, and then what exactly that you really, really want, and then just go and do it. All right. And talking about books, yeah, I think now is a very, very good time to read books, and I really, really recommend you reading the books which I can recommend you some books that have made a huge, huge impact on me, on my career as a entrepreneur, on my career as a real estate agent. And of course, naturally, I would recommend you to go and buy my book first, Property Agent Secret. It was out early this year, and it has been selling very, very well. And I'm quite honored, that I feel it's really. I'm very proud that I actually managed to share whatever I learned over the past 10 years in my book. And when I hold the book in my hand, I feel very proud, very, very happy, right? So I think of course, naturally, I want you to read it. I want you to learn from the same mistakes that I made, and take the time right now to buy the books. Invest in books, buy books online. You can read my book. All right, that's the first one. And the second book I recommend is, you should read The E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. It's a short book, right? I still have it in my library somewhere. And go and read it. Take the time to slow down, read it. Enjoy the simpler things in life. That's what I can advise you right now. And when things are getting better slowly, hopefully things will always get better. You don't have to be so negative, but you also have to be positive. You also have to walk the fine line between extreme negativism and between extreme positivity. So you can't be too negative, you can't be too positive. And entrepreneurs, walk the middle path. And the middle path is that you understand what are the opportunities out there. You know that these are the good things going to happen. Yet you're also aware of all the pitfalls, of all the bad things which might happen in the future. So because you are neutral, you're in the middle ground, right? So you got to walk the middle path. When you're in the middle ground, you understand that what are the things, what are the opportunities that you have to grab, and what are the pitfalls, what are the mistakes that you have to avoid at all costs, right? So keep doing that. Follow my advice. Take the time to slow down right now. Talk to yourself, meditate. Ask yourself what is so important to you in life, right? And then the second thing you can do is read books, improve yourself. And the third thing is, prepare for when plan, all right? Prepare for when things improve. Definitely things are gonna definitely improve. All right. So back onto my original topic for today, which I'm gonna cover is, handle how to handle you know expired listings. Right. So the thing about today's market right now is everything slow down when the circuit breaker is over, when you move on in the market, and when things are going back to normal, hopefully in a month's time, you will see that it's a buyer's market, and you will realize that sellers are not selling, and that their homes have been sitting on the market for very long. And and I know, as realtors, we know that the longer a home is on the market, the more negative perception about the home is out there, right? And prospects automatically start thinking that there must be something wrong with that house. But the thing is that those sellers, right, who decided to sell on their own, for sale by owner, right? Chances are very high that their houses are not going to sell, and in any economic downturn, this is what's going to happen, right? And you are aware of that. So I think this is a great opportunity for you to recognize and prepare for it and seize it when the time comes, right? So how do you do that? Let me give you my specific strategy. If you already have the property agent success system, then you already have the relevant landing page, which is got to do with expired listings, right? You got to go and find on your own website, find out the page for expired listings, and then you got to after you go and find the specific page, right, you go to start marketing. And when you start marketing, right, your goal is to grab all the for sale by owner who haven't managed to sell their house, and now you can be the agent who specifically sell that particular house. And using this strategy is very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't think too much. It's simple. It's straightforward. The idea is to get the for sale by owner who haven't been able to sell their house. And I'm gonna tell you, they won't be able to sell their house. It will take, every 100 homes, maybe 1 or 2 or even 20 homes are selling, right? And it will get that bad in an economic downturn, right? And you got to prepare by, being there before other property agents. Because, once they have a property agent working with them, the law doesn't allow you to, work with them, right? So you got to be better. You got to own your unit selling proposition. That's why it's so important that the unit selling proposition that I help you set up, right? You go and own it, and you own it. You have multiple opportunities to go and apply it, and now is the time. One of those times where you have to go and apply it. All right. So what you should be doing next, very simple. Go to your website. You have a branded or unbranded website, right? I think you use the branded one. For expired listing, use the branded website. Go to the branded website, look for the landing page which has to do with expired listing, create a new ad. You already have my marketing library, so go and look for all those ads, and it comes under expired listings, all right? And you copy the ad, very simple, just copy the ad and create a new ad on Facebook or wherever you are comfortable with, and start running it. And then you will find that you have a lot of listings. A lot of listings will come to you, a lot of for sale by owner will come to you. And I mean, that's how you got to have a strategy of how you're gonna sell. But the first thing is you got to have a lot of listings in the first place, and this is a very good strategy to use in times like right now. All right. So I hope that I answered. I talk about a lot of things in today's Q&A helpline. And if you have any questions, just comment on this video below. Send me a question, and I'll be very happy to answer you. And every Thursday I have a Q&A helpline, and grab your chance to ask me whatever you want to ask. I talk about anything under the sun on my Q&A helpline. And definitely, I'm very happy that my advice can make an impact in your life. And definitely, that's something that makes my day, right? So I hope you in my next Q&A helpline next week.